February 1st, and it's time for a wellness check on these guys. And a little bit of sugar feed. We were about to get an early February cold snap, so it was important to get as much sugar as possible on the hives. It's not quite time for pollen cakes. That'll be later this month. So let's backtrack a little bit and take a look at my latest method of creating sugar cakes. I keep trying different methods in hopes that I'll like one, but half the fun is just trying different things. So today I took an 8-foot-long board, put some wax paper down on it, and then just poured out about 20 pounds of sugar and tried to flatten it out and spray it down with water and get it to cake. In retrospect, after putting it on, I probably made it a little too thin, and I rushed it a little bit, so it was still a little moist on the bottom and falling apart as I put it into the hives. But you know what? They don't care what it looks like. As long as it's sugar and as long as they can consume it, that'll keep them alive during the cold period. It would also be a good time to look into the hives and make sure they have all survived so far this winter. It has been a fairly mild winter, which can be a double-edged sword. They're more active, so they might consume more resources. Nowhere near as much as they will once the brood rearing begins, but you still don't want them running out of food at any point in time. Well, there's bees in there. It was close to 50 degrees out today, amazing being February 1st, so not all the hives were still clustered, and I knew I would get some attention going into them. It's interesting, the genetics of the different hives. Some of them will stay clustered a lot longer than others. This hive was kind of middle of the road. The hive that I did next was one that really loves to stay clustered. They're not too happy. Have as much sugar in here as possible. Generally, the more sugar you can get in a hive, the better. The way these screens are configured is there's about a little bit better than a 3/4 inch gap in between the feeder screen that's down there that holds the sugar and the top screen that goes on. And then there's about a 3/8 inch gap below that in between where the feeder screen is and where the top of the frames are. So there's room for the bees. Sometimes it looks like I'm, crushing them, but no, they're okay. This hive tripped me up last year. This particular genetic heritage of bees loves to stay clustered in a ball way at the bottom of the hive. It tripped me up because I thought it was a dead-out. It's got plenty of sugar, but it's also got moisture and a little bit of buzzing. So they're going to get their sugar. Last year I went in, I started taking the hive apart thinking they were gone. And when I got to the bottom section, out they came. There's a big ball of bees down there. And there's still activity in there. So again, they're downstairs in a cluster. These guys, however, are upstairs in a cluster. I don't know how you get sugar in there, but I'm going to try. Well, not really a cluster, but there certainly was enough of them upstairs feeding on the sugar, which makes it a little difficult to add things to that. You don't want them, first of all, buzzing all out of the hive. It's a cold enough day that a lot of them would chill and probably fall to the ground and die. And, also it's just inconvenient trying to shove sugar in when you're doing it on top of a bunch of bees. But at least they have sugar. Well, I'll figure it out. How do you feed these guys? How do you feed these guys? I can understand you being jumpy. I can't get not that much in there, you know? I try to get a weight on the hive. The hive feels like it's got a substantial amount of honey in it. Guess we got a little sugar in there. Change that burlap. No, you can't be in there. It's a dead area. Oh, shit. Well, we have some room that we could put it in here, but this is a solid block of honey. I'm not going to mess with them. We know they're not near starvation. 2 weeks we'll be opening up to put pollen patties in. We'll figure it out then. Happy to see you, girls. This is our fun and frisky hive. At least they seem to be clustered downstairs. And maybe haven't noticed me up here yet. No, I don't get them noticing. If by fun and frisky I mean that they like to bang on the beekeeper and sting him, then I guess this is a very fun and frisky hive. Oh yeah. It's that guy again. It's that guy again that always causes trouble. Nobody sting his ass. He's always in here causing trouble. Even if he's feeding us. Sting him anyhow. I don't care. I gotta get food on you guys, girls. There might be a guy or two left, but I'm sure most of the drones have been dispensed with. But you got your sugar. So the takeaway today is all the hives are still alive. They're not necessarily happy to see me, but they're all here. Alrighty.